Hi everyone, we are here today to talk about our at-home training program. What we're going to do is we're going to give you a couple basic lessons to follow along as you guys do some exercises and some training at home. We're going to use our instructors as examples for all the training elements. So as you guys are watching along with the video, there's going to be a couple things that I ask you to do. It's to have a few things prepared. I'm also going to say at certain points in the video to pause what we are actually doing, and then I'm going to say to set a timer for a certain amount of time so that you can practice the activity, and then you'll resume the video to continue doing the lesson. There's a couple things that I want you guys to have available to you. If you don't have these items available, please go ahead and get something that you can substitute for that item. I'm going to give you a couple examples now. If you take a look on the floor, we are going to use the equipment set that you use in our karate class. We have our chest pad. It is folded up and it is tied in the back. You'll see that we have the headgear, the set of hands, and the set of feet that you can use as objects in this style of activity. The second thing you could also use is in substitution. You could use any sort of soft element like a pillow, a soft toy, a pool noodle, anything like that that you could set so that you can use it for these different activities. As you see in the course, we will set those up for you. We will demonstrate the activity so that you can go along with the class. And of course, like I said, when we say we're going to pause for a couple seconds, please pause the video, do your exercises, and then come back to the activity. As for a timer, best thing you could use would be your phone and or an iPad and or a self-timer. You can set those at any point. Say to Alexa or say to your, or use a stopwatch to actually go through, but kind of watch your times. This will give you a nice cardio drill as you're doing these activities. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a warm-up. So we're going to demonstrate the push-up position for our basic warm-up. This will be class 1 training regimen. So the first thing we're going to do is go from a push-up position. Mr. Brady's going to demonstrate specifically. We are going to do what we call a hold push-up. He's going to start on the ground. When I say go, he's going to come up for a 10 count, perhaps not 10 seconds, but a 10 count hold. So he'll push up, holding in a straight arc position for 10 counts, 2, 3, 4. Look for a couple things like shoulders are flat, coming down the straight line of the body, toes are on the ground. If for any reason you can't do a big 10 count push-up where you're all the way up, you could also put your knees on the ground, and then he'll bend down. Then he'll go up, holding for another 10 counts. Then he'll go down. What I'd like to see you do is go up for about 10 counts, and then I'd like to see you rest for 10 counts. If you are a white or a yellow belt, you're going to do a set of 8. If you are an orange, blue, green belt, you're going to do a set of 10. And if you're a brown or red belt, you're going to do a set of 12. The next exercise I want to show you is going to be our squat position. So Mrs. Young's going to step in and demonstrate this. What she is going to do is she's going to turn sideways just so you can see it. Her hands are going to go out to the side. She is going to squat down, and she's going to hold the position, trying to keep her back as straight as possible, hands out like she's trying to sit down on a chair. Then she's going to come back up. Again, what you're going to do is try to hold for these 10 count positions. So as she does her squats, she's going to go all the way down, holding for 10 counts, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then she will come back up to the resting position for 10 counts. Again, if you are a white or yellow belt, you're going to do a set of 8 of these. If you are an orange, blue, green belt, you're going to do a set of 10. If you are a purple, brown, or red belt, you're going to do a set of 12. Coming to our next exercise, we are going to demonstrate our bridge position. Our bridge position, you are going to go from a sitting position. The hands will be on the ground behind the shoulders. The feet will be on the ground. When you go up, you will lift your lower body up off the ground, creating space underneath. Go up. And again, your goal is going to be 10 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you'll come down in a resting position for 10 counts. Again, demonstrate it again up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then back down. If you are a white or yellow belt, you are going to do a set of 4. If you are an orange, blue, green belt, you're going to do a set of 6. If you're a purple, brown, or red belt, you're going to do a set of 8. The last exercise that you're going to warm up with today is going to be our dish position. Sometimes you hear us call this in banana when we're in class. What you're going to do is you're going to demonstrate having the feet slightly off the ground and the shoulders off the ground. This will be your up position for 10 counts. When you rest, you may do it 2 ways. The first way is you could lay flat. If you choose to rest here for 10 counts, you can lay flat the whole time. Go ahead and come up. The second position you could do is you could just roll into the up position and rest from there, resting it this way. And then you could lay back into it. Again, your goal is to hold the position for 10 counts, then rest for 10. Then hold for 10, then rest for 10. If you are a white or yellow belt, I'd like you to do 5 of these. If you're an orange, blue, green, I'd like you to do 6. And if you're a purple, brown, red, I'd like you to do 7. At this time, what I'd like you to do is pause the video again before we move into our next lesson. Go ahead and complete your exercises, and we'll return in a few seconds. Moving into the next activity, we are going to be working on agility for the day. Agility is the power to move quickly and efficiently through an exercise or through a drill. What we're going to do when we work on these is we're going to set up a little bit of an exercise position for you. We're going to start using our equipment. So what you're going to notice the black belts doing is they're going to use the hands and the feet as they set them up in a small position. I encourage you to have a lot of space in your living room, at least in a general zone, so that you can practice. They are going to separate the feet and the hands out. The first drill that we're going to do is what we call the left-right challenge. It is a jumping drill where they're going to move either to their right or to their left, jumping over the objects in place. Every time I say a direction, they're going to move in that direction and then back to center. If you'd like to advance the drill, you can also keep your hands up at the same time. Mrs. Young will demonstrate the advanced drill. Mr. Brady will demonstrate the lower drill with his hands down. As I call a direction, we are going to execute either to the right or to the left in a jumping motion with 2 feet. Let's go right first. Ready, right. And let's go left. Let's go right. Let's go left. Very nice. If you notice again, the advanced position would be with your hands up. The lower division would be with your hands down. Now, to make this a game, we're going to have a little bit of fun with it. So parents, it's okay if you try to trick them or play with the speed a little bit. Or if you'd like, you can also add combinations. You say right, then left, and have them do all of the jumps in place. As you are doing this drill, the way I'd like to see it done is do the drill for 1 minute, then rest for 30 seconds, then do the drill for another minute, then rest for 30 seconds. What I'm going to do right now is ask you to pause the video and go ahead and execute your drill. Thank you. In the next activity, we are going to go ahead and set up a game called Shuffle Race. They're going to move their pads back to the area, and we're going to demonstrate how we do a shuffle race. Mr. Brady is going to be positioned in the back. Mrs. Young will be positioned in the front. What you're going to do when you execute Shuffle Race is you will be actually jumping, kind of keeping your body like you're doing a jumping jack moving forward, switching your feet every single time. When I call a direction, you are going to quickly shuffle a few steps to your left and position, and then come back to center, and then you'll start your jumps. And when I say to the right, you would shuffle a few steps to your right, and then come back to position. They're going to demonstrate a couple sets of these. We'll do just a few, right, left. Every time they shuffle back to center, then we will start doing the jumps again. Kind of watch as they demonstrate. Go ahead and start your jumps. Ready, go. Going to the right first, ready, right. They shuffle, coming on back, and jumps. To the left, and back. Jumps. To the right, and back. Jumps. To the left, and back. As we do this activity, they're going to continue on, again using the same structure that we did before. They're going to go for 1 minute, then they're going to rest for 30 seconds, then go for another minute. As you do this activity, if you'd like to make it a game, it's kind of fun to go back and forth and to shuffle it up a little bit, go right twice, then go left, then right, then left. Anything that you'd like to do to help make it fun for your child is a great opportunity. Take a few seconds to pause the video, and we'll come back in just a moment. The next activity we're going to do is what we call switch kicks. So we're going to get the chest pad out so that we can do the switch kick drill. Mrs. Young is going to actually hold the chest pad as if it was a pad in the class. If you don't own a chest pad, you would like to use a pillow or something soft that they can touch on, that would also be a good way to do the drill. As we do the switch kicks, what you're going to notice is Mrs. Young is holding it as still as she possibly can. Mr. Brady is going to be listening for a count. I may say 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. From a fight position, when I say the number 1, he is going to switch his feet 1 time. He is going to follow with a back foot kick. If I said 3, 1, 2, 3, ending with a back foot kick. Every time I say a number, he will execute the number of jumps and then of course go into the kick itself. Let's do a demonstration. From position, hands are up, elbows are in, fight position is ready. Demonstrating 1, go. And back foot kick. Demonstrating 2, back foot kick. Demonstrating 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, back foot kick. Notice that as he's kicking, he's bringing his knee up. He's popping the chest pad nice and light. We are not hitting for power right now. Again, our focus on this drill is going to be for agility. So we're working on footwork as we switch and timing as we kick. One more time, demonstrating. We will do a mix-up this time. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Return back. As we do our drill, again, the drill is going to be 1 minute of time on the jumps and the counts, followed by 30 seconds of rest, followed by 1 minute of jump kicks again. Pause the video now and wait for the next instruction. Great. As you've been finishing your activity, one of the things that we want to do is make sure we incorporate our martial art. There's a couple things that I'm going to encourage you to do. On your resources in your app, you are going to find listed out all the lower rank material white through blue belt. The first thing I would like you to do for this first lesson is I would like you to watch the video on white belt 1 steps. We are going to break down and demonstrate all the white belt 1 steps as you would see them in class and as you would see them instructed. Remember, you do not need a partner to practice any of your 1 steps. You can always practice them on your own. If you have a partner or a helper to do that, please make sure your partner always stays safe. Do not make contact with the body, do not make contact with the face as you're doing practice. Remember, they are there to help you visualize. They are not there to be hit or punched against. What I'd like you to do is take a moment to do the white belt 1 step video, followed by 3 reps of the white belt 1 steps. Go ahead and pause this video now and return when you're ready. Thank you. As you continue through, there's one last exercise that I'd like you to do, which is going to be your white belt katas. You may do first beginning, second beginning, or third beginning. If you are a brand new white belt, stay with first beginning. If you're an orange, blue, green belt, maybe move to second. If you're a purple, brown, or red, move to third. But it's up to you which video you choose to watch. If you want, you can go to the app under resources. You can watch first, second, third beginning on your own time. Then you can do the exercise by yourself. What I'd like to see is 3 times through whichever basic kata you choose. Go ahead and pause the video, watch your kata on the app, and then do your kata 3 times. Thank you. The last thing that we want to demonstrate for you today is a cool down. At the end of every class, sometimes we have a game, sometimes we have an activity that we play. But what I'd like to do now is just show you a cool down exercise since you've just spent all this time doing cardio, doing drills on agility, and now doing your 1 steps and your katas. I'd like you to see how a cool down should look for this activity. We are going to start with what we call a runner stretch. They are going to take a seat on the floor. They are going to position 1 foot out. The other foot is going to come to the inside of the leg. Notice that the foot is not on top of the leg, it is on the inside pressed in. Using 2 hands, they are going to reach up and they are going to reach down to their foot. Again, stretching for approximately 10 counts at a time with a 10 count rest in the middle. Every time they stretch, they're going to focus on their breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. As they breathe out through the mouth, they're going to stretch down just a little bit further. I'd like you to do 3 sets of 10. Then I'd like you to switch legs. At the end of 3 sets, go ahead and show them how we're going to switch legs. Other side, foot comes to the inside, and again, reaching to the sky and all the way down for 3 sets of 10. The second stretch that we are going to do is going to be a feet out stretch. So they're going to take both feet, putting them together. They're going to reach to the sky and again, reach down and touch the toes. As with any stretch, we are going to breathe into the nose and out through the mouth. As we do this, we're going to hold the stretch for 10 counts. When we do sets, 1 set of 10 followed by a 10-second break. 1 set of 10 followed by a 10-second break. one set of 10 followed by a 10-second break. Go ahead and relax the stretch. The last one we're going to do is going to be just a little bit different. Because we used our hip flexors today and we did all the switch kicks, we're going to want to relax our hips just a little bit. So what they're going to do is spread out just a little. They are going to lay flat, taking their arms, putting them all the way out like an airplane. They're going to take their right leg, crossing it over their left, and letting their body rotate towards that left side. As they stretch, they're focusing on trying to bring their knee down to the ground while keeping this leg straight. They're going to try to keep their head looking towards the sky, unless there's a neck injury, in which case you can go ahead and turn just slightly to the left. Again, holding for a count of 10 and releasing back to the center. Now, instead of doing the same side over, what I'd like you to do is just bring the other side across. And they're stretching, allowing the body to turn, laying the knee down as far as they can to the side for 10 counts, then bringing it back to center. I'd like you to repeat this process 2 times. So you would do a second version going to the left and a second version going to the right. At this time, your first lesson is going to be complete. What I'd like you to do is make sure that you record the class. I'd like you to take little piece of the class and send it to us on either our Facebook page, in our parent group, or via email. If you send it to us, recorded with a piece of your lesson that you practiced, we will go ahead and record your attendance for that class. Thank you so much for following along. We hope you enjoyed the class.